I'm gonna come.
Hello? Hello? Hear me? You hear me? You hear me? Oh my god, that's fucking loud. Hello, everyone. Hello. 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 Sniffing immediately. Hi, everyone. Oh my god, my wings is in the way. Hold on, let me hide that shit. Wait, how do I hide that shit? Fuck. No. Oh, there we go. I forgot how to hide it. But yeah, I'm hello, I'm here. We're gonna do a short stream. Short stream, short stream. Hi, Cosmic. Only Cosmic in chat today. Oh my god. It's okay. I mean, this was a very abrupt stream. Like, it was like out of the blue. Okay. I think the lava is also lava. Yeah. The lava is a lava too, and then the dog is like setting up stuff, so I will be joining them for a no more room in hell too. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Yes.
Juicy energy?
Alrighty. But
It's time to
damn, I
hydrate with
just
some
started to
Kirkland signature purified water using code NDMOO.
I just really don't. But here you go. Cheers. Okay. That was a very refreshing. Unfortunately, I can't play Battlefield on stream today because I already did my dailies. Oh shit, I forgot to claim the free gift. Fuck. I have to claim that later. But yeah. Yeah. we're gonna be like chill today. Not chill, not chill, chill, but you know, we're gonna kill zombies. Mr. Baldington is back again. Yeah. Uh, let me just set up stuff right now. Let me join dog. Oh hi.
Oh,
Oh hi. Is that the
who's
dog?
there? Oh my god, is that a
Is
Nachi?
yeah.
Oh, hey.
Oh my god, I hear myself. Okay, I
Meow.
had to mute. I had to mute myself. Oh look at I had to mute your stream. Oh my god. How was your day today, Doc? How was stream so far? Goddamn 8 hours.
Yep, getting right back at it.
Oh my god.
It was good. Other than I had to disappear twice for a while.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mom
Take
came
your
home
time. Yeah.
early today. Yeah,
You take your medis though.
I took my medis.
That is good. Yeah. Oh, I got a knock.
With the te-
Gotta let me in. No, just kidding.
Well, on heaven, you're knocking on heaven's door.
I'm knocking on doctor's door.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven. Knock. I, I, I. I've heard that song forever. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been so long.
Let me
No.
in. Let me invite.
Oh.
Hello. Is that
Hello.
the princess?
Is that my pointy?
Is a
Oh
princess?
my god.
Oh my
Oh my god.
god.
Oh my god, my pointy.
Mm.
My princess.
Oh hi.
I gotta knock on that princess door.
Oh my god.
Why I can't knock on you? Why?
Mm, open up Google Chrome. Take you to get the next.
Kirby, no. No. Kirby, no.
What is Kirby doing to you?
Kirby eating my slime.
Oh, Kirby, no.
Kirby. Kirby.
Kirby,
Naughty.
no.
Thank you for the hit button. Sniffer? No, Kirby. Stop. Why is sniffing? Hmm? Why is sniffing?
You smell like I don't know. I can't smell anything.
No.
You wanna know why I
There's a
smell?
princess. Why
I don't
smell?
know. I can't smell nothing.
No. Oh my god. Just sniffing. Sniffing the good sniff.
There's not letting me share chat.
It's shared time. But it's shared.
Yeah, hold on. I wonder if I can just roll that. Yeah, it's not letting me choose a share chat with you. Maybe it's because I knocked instead of being invited.
Probably. Maybe. I have no idea.
Oh, there you go.
Refreshing a couple times.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Mr. Baldington is back. Yeah.
Oh my boy.
Oh
Oh
my
my
So
god.
also, Wes, thank you for the follow. I truly appreciate it. Hope you're doing well today.
I'm not
Exclamation feed.
bullying him.
Oh, volume low. Okay, there you go. Do you hear them now?
How is Lyra bowling you?
They're bullying me. Because he just realized my profile picture on Discord and started saying Lyra
The
Megamind
bald.
or Big Brain.
Oh wait, didn't we
She
edit
called
that
me
model
names.
into a Megamind before?
I did try. I did attempt to. Yeah. It's on the earlier like versions of this model. I
Yeah,
don't
the
have it on the
earlier
updated
versions.
one.
Yeah.
Man,
And then
maybe
you
I
were doing the
should add
5
that
and
as
the
like a
dog
spin
is
the wheel.
dying.
It's just playing Mega Man. You're onto something there, Najee. Maybe I should add that on the spin the wheel.
Yes, yes, and that.
Okay. Man, you're really pulling my
can,
leg.
you can also add 5 head on the spinning wheel, like yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me add entry.
Oh my
Mega
god, it's gonna
Mind.
be funny.
Add entry. 5 head.
Ugh. Squats.
Mega
Oh my
Mind.
god.
Mega Lyra. Crazy.
That's wild.
That is wild. Oh my god. No, Kirby, no. No, don't eat. So dirty. Time to watch a gorgeous man work out. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What gorgeous. Hello.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Stop. Stop it.
Stamp.
The
Fritos
Riz.
clogged nose.
I know.
So Snibble asleep. Shadow. Snibble went to eat first
Dog, let me
an hour
smash.
ago. Let me smash. Crazy.
Hey, you want some fuck? Hey, girl. One.
Snibble is an EP nation, yes.
3. Ben is a hoe.
That is No! JD! Now I gotta stretch too. No!
6.
Lame. Was gonna see if he wanted to grind on
7.
some funny heck diving. Well, he has to sleep, Shadow, because he has worked later.
9.
Get a move on. I know. Fine. Fine. I'm gonna work out. We're bringing in this.
Okay.
I,
I did it. I added it in.
This is crazy. Hi, Fire. How are you today? How was work? How was work, Fire? Okay. Let me like have that lo-fi still going on.
Hey, pickle slime.
What the fuck?
Where can I? Huh?
Oh my god, stop asking AI Jack Sparrow if I like certain snacks or foods. Hydrate, okay.
Yeah, but what? Discord?
I think Discord had a little whoopsie.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was fine besides one stressful moment. Aw. Glad it's okay now. What happened, Fire?
Why aren't you in my game? What?
I don't
Nachi sounded like the snail office lady from Monster Inc. Wait, what? Huh?
know. I'm watching
What?
Wazowski.
Hmm.
Always
Always
watching.
watching.
Oh, because I said fine.
You
You
didn't
didn't file
file
your
your
paperwork.
paperwork, Wazowski. Holy shit, telepathy.
You can't make that shit
You can't do it.
Fucking sibling wavelength right
Yeah,
there.
dude. Holy shit, that was so funny. Oh my god.
Okay, gotta go. Workout schedule. No. Somebody redeemed the stretch real good, so I have to do it literally right now.
Oh.
My tissue box, thank you. I wonder if I should light this candle.
Okay.
That might help a little bit, yeah.
I'm doing
Ooh,
it.
that smells nice. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna light
keeping
this
it
candle real
still.
quick. That might help. No!
Oh.
Alright. Entertaining thy chat for a little bit. I'm gonna light my candle.
Commit arson, guys. But don't. But do.
Okay,
But don't.
side neck stretch left.
Commit arson to the third degree.
Ow! Faye! Hi, Faye! It's been so long. How are you, Faye? Why are you here when I'm working out? Oh my god! Fuck, chair squats? That's a thing? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing
That's
it.
what I do for my squats is I do chair squats. Yeah, same to you, Ghost Slime. Hope you're having a good day.
Side bend. Reach right. Okay. Ow. Oh, fuck. Ah. Lower back. Yeah, it hurts, man. Ow.
You just asked me
Ah.
all of my TTS stuff, huh?
It's
If I
done.
like
Oh my
foods.
god. It's done, finally. Drink up, bitch. Drink a bitch. Okay. Damn. Okay, that's it for the stretch real
This
good.
isn't the
Thank
event.
you, Jade, for that.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Cheers, Cosmic. Faye! It's Yuki's birthday yesterday, was it? Was it yesterday? The other day? On my end, it's on the other day. To other people, to in US people, it's yesterday. Faye, did you greet Yuki? How are you? Hi, Cuckoo. By the way, hi, Cuckoo. How are you today? How is the cuckoo?
Whew, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
It was Faye who cheered. I redeemed, stretch, hydrate. Yeah, I cheered. I cheers for the water drink. But yeah, I did the stretchies though.
Oh, hi.
So I'm good, yeah.
Oh, hi.
You said a stinky
Okay.
cat girl, damn. What did
Oh,
uh-huh? Did you gift her something?
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, I knew that.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Oh, hey.
Okay.
Okay. The
Okay.
tism
flip.
is strong
Okay,
is
bet.
crazy. What
I'll
the
do a
Huh?
flip.
You'll do a flip? Don't
I did
hurt
a flip.
yourself.
Oh my god.
I am. Oh, that was the flip. I have a different flip though, but it's for Zaro. That was crazy.
They said do a flip, so I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait,
No
how'd you
gift,
do the
I'm
flip?
bad
Did
with
you just
those.
like do like a
What
little
gift?
spin?
I mean, you could just like send her
No.
money.
No, like,
That's
like
a gift
generally,
already.
is that what you did?
Yeah, I just put my mom in a circle.
Dude, next time that happens, you should just like flip yourself horizontally and just
Larry's in the trash
You
can
know what? You're right.
on her fugi.
when someone
Yeah.
just do a flip, I'm just gonna flip like horizontally like a different way.
There we go.
Flipping horizontal.
Oh no, I have to
Oh
do
my
it.
god. Wait. Wait, me too. Me too. Me and
Wait, I can't.
Lyra.
Hang on, I got this.
You got this.
There we go. There we go.
Perfect.
Perfect. It's whoa.
Whoa.
That's it. I'm making this a keybind.
We're all flipped.
I'm gonna put this.
People who joined our or who joins our streams are gonna be like, why are they upside down?
No reason in particular. You
There
shouldn't
we
judge.
go.
Stop judging.
So
You
if I
gotta
do
flip your
this-
head. You flip your head while watching. You want to see our reaction? Flip your head as well. Flip your
I
monitor.
did it.
Flip your
It's
phone.
keybind now, so I can
Oh
do this
no!
and do this next. This is great.
This is peak content, let me tell you.
Absolute
Peak
cinema.
indeed.
Look at that. Thumbs up right there.
I have a feeling if like Nicola came into chat, she'll be like, "What is going on? Why are y'all upside down?"
Why is everyone upside down? What's the meaning of this? Oh my god, Doc's arm so.
I'm almost tempted
Oh, wait, yeah,
to
have you not
also
seen me,
like
dude?
make my gameplay
I'm like-
upside down as well.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
No, no.
No.
Oh hell no. Everyone that's watching on
It's
their
not that
PC will
April Fool's.
flip.
I'll do that for April Fools. I'll make everything upside
Yeah.
down next time.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a good one. Upside down stream. Nice idea.
That's a
Yeah,
solid
I-
idea, yeah.
I gotta write that down. I gotta write that shit down. I'm gonna forget it.
Write that down, write that down,
Read it right now
write that down, write that down, write that down.
before you forget.
Upside down stream.
Welcome, YouTuber. What?
There we go. I wrote
Right
it
there.
down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now to
Yeah, wrote it down.
now to forget where you write it down. Yes.
Knowing me, I probably will. I'll be like, where did I put that down?
I remember I wrote something last year, yeah?
Man, it's really hard to stay on my mouse and keep.
He's just dangling.
Everything in his background is glued to the floor, so
It's
Yeah.
one of those like
yeah, it's
optical
all glued.
illusions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all an optical illusion, dude. That's all it is. Whoa! I'm
Wow.
somewhere else now. I went the wrong way. Whoa!
Whoa.
What is happening?
My back!
My leg.
My leg. Sweet liberty. My leg.
My liberty!
Oh my god. This is so funny.
Uh,
Doc is struggling. Oh, Doc is side. Oh my god, it's on the side now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Side streaming.
and now we're back. Isn't this great? Now we're back. Wonderful. Sorry,
Very
you guys-
wonderful.
Well, you know, I'm just hanging around.
Yeah, we're hanging around.
Just hanging around? Just hanging around, dude?
Yeah.
How is hanging around?
Oh.
How
Yeah?
about you? You also just hanging around?
Yeah, we're all hanging around. It's fun. It's really fun hanging around.
Guys, just hang in there. We'll get through this.
Yep.
What's happening? I can't see now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Oh,
it's
hey.
Oh,
oh
hi.
hi. Oh
Hey,
hi.
how's it going?
Oh,
Hi.
you know. It goes.
Hey, YouTubers, so here good. What are you talking about?
Uh-huh.
He's
not a
probably also
YouTuber.
hanging around.
I'm not a
If you're
YouTuber though. I have a YouTube channel, but I'm not a YouTuber.
it jiggles even when upside down. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Are you staring at
god.
your own booba?
No, I'm staring at the slime. What are you thinking, Doc?
I don't know, man.
I'm staring at the slime. It jiggles.
I'm putting a
Jiggle
lot of faith into
slime.
my dress here when I'm upside down.
It's like, please hang on tight.
Please! Please!
I wish to not
no.
get banned.
Oh no, the hair might fall off. No.
You said the hair. Wait, wait.
What?
Where is it? Where is it? Where
Your
is
hair-
it? Where is 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 it?
hair might fall off.
My hair fell off.
Oh no.
It was a wig this entire time.
Oh,
Oh my god, my hair fell off. Oh my god. No.
Oh my god.
No, my hair fell off. No. Bald with stickers. Bald. Bald.
Is your cam supposed to be
Bald
upside
with
down?
stickers.
Yeah,
Oh
it-
my god.
yeah,
Bald.
it's for a
Oh
bit.
my god.
A bald.
Yeah, it's for a bit. Okay, well, I can't do that. So
What are you talking
Imagine
about?
Doc
shave your-
just whipping off his hair.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Hang on. Where's my scissors?
Yeah,
What is it? No.
it's like
Oh
face
my
cam
God.
stuff is fun.
The fuck?
How are you,
Let me
Kate? Hope you're doing well, dude. Good to see ya. Invite code friends. It's only a friends lobby, dude. Sorry.
Oh my god.
We only invite people we know specifically.
I'm crying.
Oh my god.
Why?
Why
What?
not?
You're crying as I'm dangling here, dude. We gotta figure this out, okay?
You're dangling here. I lost my hair.
We lost our
How am I
hair.
supposed to hear?
What
My
about
ears are
us?
gone. What am I supposed
Oh my
to do
god! No,
Wait,
that
your ears are
is
gone? How are you hearing right now?
no.
now?
I still have my ears, thankfully.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh.
what
Oh.
are you guys saying?
You're bald!
You're bald. Bald.
Hang on, I'll get
I'm
your...
sorry. I don't speak enchantment table.
Hang on. I'll get your hair back with... I'm gonna just, where's my glue?
Oh no.
There it is.
Oh no. Not the glue. No. No.
There.
What?
Oh, but
Oh,
The glue. Oh my god.
There,
What
I
did the
glued it to your
glue?
noggin.
Nah.
oh my god.
What about mine? Are you also gonna glue it?
I mean, you got ears, so I mean,
What do you mean I got mine?
you mean glue yours too, dude. All right, hang on. I'm gonna apply it to that shiny chrome dome real quick. I'm gonna be like, it's like applying shaving cream to like a face, but it's glued to the bald
Yeah.
head, and then just there we go.
Oh,
Just
finally it's back. It's
Just
back.
hot glue the
Oh my
the hair onto
god.
my head again.
Just hot gluing it. It's crazy.
All right, anyway,
Your mom's car.
how
Like your
long are we
mom's car.
maintaining to be
Hi,
upside down
I
for?
fell.
Oh my god.
Oh, you fell?
Yeah, I fell.
Oh my god.
Gravity's
Gravity's back. Oh my god.
Yeah, I pressed the
Gravity's
switch button
back.
and I pressed the pretty
Okay.
button that was right there and it's gravity on.
Dude, it was the gravitational
I'm
pull
back.
of your milk monsters that pulled you back
Milk
down.
monsters.
Oh man, you're right. It was the milk monster.
Hey, what?
No.
I told you, dude. It was the gravitational pull of your milk monsters.
Was the
Danny
milk
DeVito's.
monsters all along.
Oh my
Your-
god.
Your Danny DeVito's. Your your coconuts.
My bahongas.
The Bahangas.
Your Bahanga Maloos.
Bazongers.
That's bazongers.
Bazongers.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All ready.
Man, that was a wild 20, 30 minutes.
It was. Oh, I gotta turn off the lo-fi.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You don't watch the lo-fi while you're walking around and evading the undead?
Imagine.
It's a
Oh, Broadway.
I was listening to fucking Sabrina Carpenter while I was bashing a zombie's head in the other day.
The helicopter just went down.
Holy shit. All those people on...
An SMG.
MP5
Watch
back
over
here.
there.
MP5, that's really about it. And tire iron.
Oh, Buck.
Huh?
Huh?
Oh, thanks. Nachi, did you just jump straight down without even looking around the rooftop first?
Yeah, I jumped down.
We're still up here.
Oh, I thought you jumped down already. I'm
No.
sorry.
Oh my god, dude. Jumping the gun already.
Oh my god.
I'm CRC for now. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Oh hey.
I bring gifts.
Bring gifts.
SMG.
Okay.
taking this med kit.
Oh, hey, it's a crowbar right there.
Grabbing a crowbar.
Not she turned around immediately hearing those words.
Where my
Oh
crowbar?
god, there's a stinker. Watch yourselves.
Oh my god. Zaro is here immediately. That's crazy.
There's 2 of them.
Oh my goodness.
I have a gun.
Oh my
Get
god.
that stinker.
Get him.
Got the stank.
My god, is this?
Hi, Darna. Atsu, Atsu. Oh no. Princess, there's a stinker on your back. That was a stanker.
Come on, man.
Oh,
Oh
no,
my god,
there's
military zombie out
stanks.
here. Eat shit.
Any help here?
Where, princess?
Ooh.
I'm coming, hang on.
I got them.
We got
There's
him.
3 in this
can.
room.
If you can, make your way outside. The
Just a second.
crate actually has a lot of good stuff in it.
Okay.
Okay.
Where is it?
Outside
Over
front.
here. Over here.
If it doesn't blow. I'll do the
Coming.
wires. Like I always do. I'm gonna try and get the power back on so we can see.
That'll be nice.
Slow down. What? Is my current submachine gun better than the one that is in here? This one is MP5, this one is MP5A4. What's the difference?
Is there 2 different types of MP5s? I was not aware.
Yeah. One has
I also was
an
not aware
A4
of
at
that.
the end. So I'm like, what?
I'll have to see it. One maybe might have a flashlight, the other one might not.
There's a crowbar in here, Nachi.
My crowbar.
Taking some bad
How was the stream done? Is this?
Crowbar's mine.
I'll do the wires. Cause who else would?
got pills.
I got the crowbar.
Alright, we got power.
Nice.
Got fresh bandages.
Oh my pig.
Oh my.
Oh,
Oh my ping.
oh my ping.
Took this SMG.
Medkit here. If you're not already past help. Who's hacking up a lung near me, man? Man, you bitch, get out of here.
Oh, it just... Huh?
Wired an SMG.
Oh, so when you
Alright,
pick it up, the MP5 becomes MP5A4. I don't know why. What? That's crazy. So it's both MP5.
Am I already... that's weird. Maybe it is called that, but not their full title. But they should still be the same regardless.
Nah, I'll use an.
Oh yeah, it does say yeah.
I'll
Oh,
go
sorry,
for
yeah, I'll give it again with
MC15
this.
instead.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh shit!
Hello.
Hobbit, thank you for the raid.
Raider.
How was your stream? I saw you on Not Monday Cafe. I was like, I gotta get in on that. I gotta be my capybara.
Capybara.
I also got an ammo box, so I'm gonna probably put that inside.
Yeah, that's probably for the better.
We have power everywhere though, so I guess it'd be the good time to look around.
Yeah, that's what I was starting to do.
Ooh, bat.
Got a slugger here.
Got a baseball bat. Ah, I
Yeah.
squished that little bastard. Fuck you, dude. Little fucking bug.
The bug.
The stinky bug.
You have to raid and run because I'm dead.
Bugs.
No
Whips out
worries.
napalm
I
stratagem.
completely understand. Please go get your rest. I appreciate the work, Hobbit. Thank you again. But welcome in, everybody. My name is Doc777. I am a variety streamer, and I am doing some No More Room in Hell 2 with Lyra and Nachi.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, you got that hit off? You dick. How'd I even... 5 syringe.
Got some virus pills.
Oh, gene therapy.
Immediately? Damn. Long gun
Found
flashlight.
something.
Ooh, where?
I pinged it.
Oh.
On the bookstore. Also, there's a disc here on the bookstore. Just taking note of that
Oh.
for later.
Yeah.
Another long gun flashlight. What the fuck?
I would take that for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna use the same weapon as Lyra does, it will not have a flashlight. So I would take it and put it on your gun.
Rifle suppressor over here for you.
Oh wait, you use MC15 too, Princess?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll change to the other gun that I saw there on the loadout. I believe it uses the 6 point something rounds.
Those
You don't have to
rounds
if
are
you
a
don't
bit
want to.
hard to get.
No,
Yeah, you
it's
can-
better
we
than.
we can share ammo. I don't
It's
know.
okay. I wanna
There-
try
you
this
got- you
gun
guys can
too.
share
Here
ammo.
in the grocery store. There's one in here.
Taking this assault rifle.
Yeah, I'll try this assault rifle 6.8. This is the 6.8 one.
I still
Yeah, that-
suggest then to pick up the rifle suppressor then. Because I think you can still put it on that one.
And keep the long gun flashlight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
There's also a holographic optic here if you want that.
No, I don't think I need that.
Okay.
An iron sights person. I like that. Can't go wrong with basic iron sights. Oh, speaking of which, I found ammo for your gun. I'll take it and hand it to you later.
Nice. Thank you.
It's a shotgun.
There's
I
a
have
lot
no
of
perks
9mm
for
here.
shotguns,
God
so-
damn.
I'm kind of tempted for like the MP5, but
Yeah, there's a lot of
It's a-
9mm around.
it's like a two-hander, and I'm using a two-hander, like melee. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of weight. I don't have
It
satchel,
is,
so
yeah.
I can't really hold all that weight.
Oh my god.
I'm fat as fuck.
Oh my god. I'm fat as fuck as well. Oh, it's because of the barricade boards.
That'd probably do it.
Yeah. No disk
Shovel.
drive in the appliance or
There's one in this little quickie mart here at the end of the
yeah.
street. I'm about
There's
to check
one
the hardware
in the
store.
grocery store.
So one in the hardware, grocery, and the bookstore.
No, hardware is unconfirmed.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the 24/7 like gas station like store, and then I'm about to check hardware now though.
What's
I'm
this?
checking in tiny. Oh hi.
There was a fan
Oh wait,
lurking.
it was one in the bookstore, one in grocery store.
And then the one in that 24/7 store. Okay, so we found it already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, I
Right here.
have punches.
Oh thank you. I did not expect a runner to be waiting for us and one in military gear.
Yeah.
I
That
have
one
yet
was
to still see
sturdy.
a running crawler because they've added that in the game.
Yeah, that I haven't seen yet either.
You know what? That's fine. I don't want to see that. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't. Okay, from the image that it showed, dude was running with his hands. I don't want that.
Yeah, nope.
I don't want that.
I'm good.
I don't want that.
For me for a second.
Okay?
Gonna heal.
It's already scary enough when you see monsters in movies climb the ceiling, you know? But like that's like some Dawn of the Dead shit. Like
Yeah.
ain't no way, man.
The tavern. The tavern already dawned.
I'm kind of tempted to take the
look
1911
gone.
actually. It's a good amount of ammo here.
We got a shovel again.
Can't go wrong with a shovel there.
Never can go wrong with the shovel.
The good old shovel.
Don't those have those feelings where when you're going to bed you just want to like stay away, but when you wake up you just want to stay in bed and sleep?
The
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
That's
Can't
probably
do
the most
some good things
relatable
anymore,
thing.
They just eat us. What happened to the brain eater?
Oh,
Found some rifle
ammo
ammo.
for princess.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, pawn store. Let's see what's in this bad boy.
There's a lot of batteries.
Nice. I got bandages.
That is true. If you wanna top off your battery, then we have a lot to do so.
Yeah. Been finding a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot of batteries.
Oh my god. Need some help, dog. It do be noisy.
It'd be very noisy, oh my god.
This is a microsite
Okay.
here. What did I just say?
A
Hunting
mega
scope.
I say here with an L. I don't know how I did that. That's kind of impressive on my end.
Yeah.
Nachi, here's a good amount of 6.8 for you.
Nice. Thank you, Stan.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come get it because I can't carry it. It's in the back room here.
The back rooms.
Yeah, the back rooms.
Some
Oh my
ammo.
gosh.
Nice.
Only 2 in the box. Or in the display case. Gross.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Hey, I know
god.
this dog food.
Huh? What dog food?
This dog food right here. You
Best
sell that
friend
at
with
corner shop
chicken.
night shift.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I know what assets are used. Man, what you looking at?
Was there anything in here? In the hardware
Nah,
store?
nothing really. There was some ammo for Nachi, but I took it and handed it over.
Oh, okay.
There might be a good amount of barricade stacks.
I
You have room
have
for
a
it.
barricade
Might as
with
well take
me.
it.
Yeah.
For real, because we're gonna need all the barricades for the windows and all that.
Yeah.
I know there was one, like a few barricades in like the grocery store.
Yeah, there's more barricades here. I'm full already though. Damn.
Well, 12 gauge in this box. This ammo box provided nothing for you guys. That fucking sucks. I did see a nailer
okay.
upgrade somewhere.
Yeah, there's a nailer here in front of the hardware. Just pinged it.
I picked up an IED.
Yeah, there's an IED
okay,
as well on
maybe.
the
Yeah, that would be useful.
phone. Yeah.
Ooh, actually, I need to drop a med kit to grab that nailer. I have 3 on me.
Damn.
Oh my god.
That's a lot.
Oh, you don't know the story of when I met up with Lyra and I had the meds way less. I had like 6 when we met up finally, and I was like, hey, you need some first aid kits. she's like, how much you got? And I'm like, I have 6. And she was like, what the fuck? And she was like, I was like, there you go, dude. I got nailers, so any wooden boards you guys have, just go ahead and drop it. I can barricade a lot quicker.
Oh, okay.
But do it in the diner.
I dropped some.
Oh my, I am rubber bending. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I heard it. Nom, 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 nom.
I'm gonna. Where should I place some IEDs?
Probably close to the entrances, I would say. Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude! Look how fast I barricade this. You
Oh,
want to see how
let me
fast I barricade
Damn.
this door?
Yeah.
I shall do this window. You ready?
Oh my god. So I'll put one
Oh, there was one right here. What the fuck, man?
right there.
Do we
What area do you
barricade
think
this
gets
big
flooded
door?
the most? The like kitchen?
I say probably the kitchen. Maybe the door behind The radio room.
Actually, I'll do the door behind the radio. I'll put it like right here. Can you? Let's see. Oh, here's another IED, so I can put it in the kitchen as well. Or IED. And brain.
Brains.
I'll put
I have one.
it-
I have one
Right
board
there.
left.
There's more boards here.
Boards here.
I was gonna say there's that, and then there's some that I didn't pick up that were in the stores, so we can also go.
I
and check out
also
those.
have
Wait.
4 more.
Go ahead and drop it. I
Okay.
can take it. It's less weight on you. In case there's anything you want to grab out there. I mean, we should be fine. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super squatto. More squats? God, you guys want me to have a dump truck?
Damn.
They want that dumpy. Also, more
Okay.
more barricades right there. Hi, Rainy.
Oh my god, really? Jesus.
Yeah.
I guess I can keep some on me in case they decide to break. If they break in, they can re-barricade.
Do you want to put something up on this window right here? Because they also crawl through this one.
Which one?
This one right here? Or should we keep this as an escape one?
I'll barricade it a little bit.
Okay.
Actually, it only takes 3 anyway, so yeah, that little bit would be fine.
Yeah. I don't know if they break through that one. I don't think they do.
I don't think so.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen them break through that before, so.
Well, I pretty much barricaded us in here, so
And I have a bunch of medicine on me. Let me just. Baby.
good lord.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
Look,
do
you
my
can
squats
never
here
be
in a
too
minute.
sure with medicine. Yeah, do them squats.
Okay, we got a lot of healing items.
Oh, we have to find the hard drives.
It's fine.
Oh,
Okay, team. We need you to retrieve the latest escape plans from the Army Recon team. Then
This
send them
window,
to us.
crouch to
Search
get
the
by it.
area. Once we get them, we'll know where you need to go to get out of there.
I'll stay here and keep an eye on the barricades.
okay.
Okay.
The one is in the grocery, right? The 24/7.
Yeah, I got the one in the grocery. You take the one in the library.
Okay. My God, where the fuck is the library?
All right. One, 2,
Oh my
3,
God.
4,
I'm ready to get princess.
5,
I got it.
6,
The
Where's
final
the other
drive, it
one?
was where?
8.
The 24/7,
9.
right? I was.
Yeah,
Yep,
so straight
10.
ahead, straight ahead.
Okay. Good night, fire.
Good night, fire.
Have a good night,
Eat
fire.
well.
Have good eat.
Sleep well.
I'll take this.
We're good.
They got him sent over so we can get you out of there.
Yeah. You got it, Nachi.
You have a knack for joining lost causes.
Oh,
Go ahead, be a hero. I'll be back here watching the fireworks.
I always forgot what the voice line's thing
Let
was.
me up. Okay, there we go.
Don't test me.
Oh, there
They
you
just
go.
hate us because we're beautiful.
How do you do that?
You guys let me
Hold
know
the
when
mouse.
reality sets in.
Oh, okay.
I'm not running. Come and get it.
There goes the fucking neighborhood. Animals before, animals now.
Keep it tight,
I've
people.
seen worse odds.
If we got each other's
Doesn't
backs,
mean
everything
ours
will
are
be fine.
good.
Understood.
I used to think things couldn't get any worse. Still
We all
waiting to
good
be
here?
proved
Makes the dream
wrong.
work.
Work my fingers to the fucking bone.
Brains over
Look where
brawn
it got
every
me.
time. Bad things
Hold
happen
it.
to good people. Over here. Each one of you is worth 100 of them. Easy.
Maybe we should sit this one out.
All right.
If I want an opinion, I'll ask for it.
Ready? I'm
Let's
gonna
go.
be here.
Dude, even here in the game, they want to practice social distancing.
Well. Oh, yoga classes available now.
Have a heart. Donate today.
Do you think that number actually works?
I don't want to call that. I'm afraid.
Well, chat, if you want to try to make a funny, here's a phone number to try and call.
Imagine it works. Oh my god.
I know.
Got one plan. Now send the rest.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
Yeah, well, mine is right. No, no wonder. Oh god.
Get glued.
I get glued.
We got 2 plans through. Need one more.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. They broke through the back door kitchen.
Already?
Makes sense. I have my IED slapping them.
I'm fucking dry.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Now I'm out of boards, that's it.
All clear here on my end. Oh my leg.
Rounds are stocked.
All right, Queens. We got the escape plans. Looks like
Okay.
the best way
Oh
out
good.
is
Alright, yep, let's
via
go.
Broadway.
Yep.
Now, it won't exactly be a straight shot, but we see a route that'll take you through CRC safe.
Grab me your med kit.
Find that. Learn how to play that.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Thank you
god.
for
A
the
waiter.
Oh my god.
Oh my,
Oh my
god.
Oh
Waiter.
my god. Welcome in, Raiders.
Welcome to Raiders.
My mag's full.
And my mag's full.
My eggs are full. Another board.
Bandages. I'll hold on to them.
Might as well. I got nailers still, so it might come in handy.
I'm taking these bandages.
Ooh, a NATO. Okay.
I'll do the breakers, because who else will?
Why does it sound like the bad American game Duke Nukem? What, the character? It's kind of supposed to resemble like that, yeah. He'll even do a line if he kills one of the runners. It's very rare, but he'll actually say to eat shit and die.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
By the way, Ontario, welcome for the game. The glide very funny child. Thank you. By the way, Zoinks, I'm sorry, I just saw your message. Thank you again for the game. Thank you for the game. I want to game it too. Can't wait to game it.
Oh my god. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
The safe house. It's the medical clinic nearby. Our supplies are in there, so get in, secure the building, and do whatever you can to secure it.
There's a shutter system that'll close up all the doors and windows. Power it and get it on. You have to keep those supplies safe.
Nice.
Nice.
Got a med kit.
Oh, that's a stanker.
It's a stinky.
He was just
That's a Zorro.
Oh my god. We got a Zorro over there.
It's a
Oh my
stanky
God.
potato.
Alright. End the medical.
Okay. Come on, Monkey.
Okay. Coming.
Oh.
Damn, that's a lot. Bandages.
Turning it off.
Runner!
Get that motherfucker.
God damn it!
Damn.
You run fast. God damn.
Yeah, the runners are gross.
Keep him off me while I heal.
Was about to heal too when it happened. Oh, another runner.
You gotta go upstairs and restore the clinic's power.
Thank you.
Yeah.
More bandages. Nice.
Bunch of ammo up here for you, Lyra.
Oh, okay.
Bandages. Now hold on to them.
Come on, Nachi, let's go. Let's go.
No! How dare you bite me? How dare you?
Oh my god.
I got bitten.
Oh,
no.
Jesus! You were
I
bitten?
hope I don't get infected. Oh no.
594-895. 594-895.
Did it, as usual.
Okay,
Oh my god.
secure these down. Now we can start securing
Okay.
this place.
Okay.
What? We're good.
Yep.
Alright. Not looking around for some ammo. Ammo, meds, anything.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a minute.
Man, you weren't kidding. There is a bunch of 9mm on this map this time.
Yep. I'm infected.
You're infected?
Yeah.
You got
Don't we have
pills?
gene therapy?
Yeah, I got pills.
No.
Oh, were you saving that for yourself?
No.
Oh boy. What?
You lie like rug.
And now she's like, I don't even blame you.
Some meds.
But no. I
No,
should've.
go, take it. Use it, use it.
Keep lookout for me.
The intention was to share it. I'm going to share it. Because why would I hold it for myself? Like someone's suggesting.
Uh-huh.
The audacity of you, dude. I can't believe it.
Uh-huh. Then why didn't you offer it up first instead of asking if they got pills?
Well, in case, you know, they needed to take it while using the gene therapy.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You
I would never, dude, okay? I gave it up, didn't I?
Uh-huh. Yeah, after I called it out.
I'm good.
I didn't hear you. Sorry, I'm slightly deaf in my left ear. Can you say that again?
Nah, that's me. I'm deaf in my, in my ear. We both can't be sharing a disability.
We can't share a disability, okay?
How else are we gonna hear each other's bullshit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're right.
It's true.
It's true. Yep. Speaking facts.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Grab some pills.
Okay. Sit down there. It's not sitting down there.
I'm good. All right. Are we
You
ready?
guys will be fine. I promise.
Are we ready?
Oh my God! What are you doing?
Well, see you in hell.
Sorry, I couldn't do
Oh,
more.
you want to make more work for me? Is that it? Probably
Don't you
long
do it.
overdue on this. Time I checked out, folks.
Well,
Put that
I
away.
didn't see this
You're
coming.
not scaring anybody.
Mike.
If it stops you from coming back, be my guest.
It looks like you're putting it to the nose.
My guy. My guy said thanks for everything. It was fucking awful.
Not how I wanted.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Looks like you're putting up your nose too, dude.
Thanks for everything. It's been fucking awful.
Oh,
You know, you don't have to quit everything you do. Okay, had enough of this shit.
we stick together no matter what. Hey, hold on.
Finally.
We can
Imagine
buy
you
some
pulled the
pills.
trigger accidentally.
What are we talking about, dude? Why would I
Don't
ever
do
that?
that.
For nothing. I'm out.
Fuck down!
Oh,
We can still make it! Jesus, just wait!
Just
well,
wait.
that's it for me.
Wait!
Well, this is me.
In the line for me.
Okay,
It,
I'm
it,
ready.
it's empty.
Oh
No
my
way! Put that down!
He said thanks for nothing. I'm out.
I had so many DMs all of a sudden. It was crazy.
Finally.
Let's talk!
I had 20 DMs and all of them were for separate
Wait,
DMs.
stop!
What the fuck? What?
Think about this!
When I'm not busy, I don't get any DMs, but when I'm busy, I get flooded with DMs. Make it make sense. Ooh,
Good
crossword.
job with the safe house. Now go outside onto 75th Street and find the subway entrance. According to the plans, you can cover
Oh.
the subway tunnel to Broadway.
Yeah.
Be very careful. Looks busy out there.
Oh, subway tunnels again.
Man.
I wanted to go to the movie theaters.
I wanted to
playing-
watch my movies again.
They're playing the original Night of the Living
Is it
Dead.
an RNG base?
Yeah, it's RNG. It's random each time.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just got unlucky, unfortunately. I mean, honestly, I don't mind Subway. It's new, but. I
Oh
like
my
the
god,
movie
that's a
theater.
lot.
That's a runner down there. Stand back. I got this. Oh,
Look
never
out,
mind.
throwing!
Someone else had the same idea as I did.
Bird.
Oh, there's still remnants. And a
That's a
runner.
runner.
Oh my god, that is fucking fast. Okay, I killed it.
None!
Ah, shit. I'm out of ammo.
Hit, catch!
Oh. Oh, was it a pipe?
That was pipe bomb, yeah. Molotov. Alright, we gotta keep going. Otherwise it's gonna get crowded pretty fast.
Oh shit, where did I throw my crowbar? What the fuck?
You threw a crowbar again?
I accidentally threw it again. God
How'd you do
damn
that,
it.
man?
I have no idea.
How?
Just
It's
how?
really the
I don't
same
know
spot as
well.
last time.
Yeah. Whenever I
problem.
attempt to kick, whenever I attempt to kick, it happens. I swear. Never mind. That's a lot.
Just get indoors if you can. I'm fine. Okay, where were you when that happened?
I saw it. I got it. I got it back.
Okay, let's go.
Oh shit, fuck.
Let's go.
Okay, it bugs, I guess. I picked it up though.
But you didn't get it?
I don't know, it's not in my inventory. Well, I'll just find one.
Let's say Nachi. This happened like twice already.
I know.
I'm healing.
F and G is yes. Okay, this is better than nothing. I mean,
Don't
machete is
drop
also
the
good,
machete.
honestly.
Do you want the hatchet instead? We could trade.
No, machete. Machete good. It's
Taking this
longer.
melee.
Just don't throw it.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, claw hammers. I can use it down here. Because it's gonna get dark real fast.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything. Yeah. Nothing in
Nah.
here.
Zoinks14 asked me, say Darth Vader's I am your father line. Alrighty, Zoinks. Here goes my best Darth Vader impression. Luke, I am your father. Gotta love those deep-voiced, iconic moments, you know. Now, let's get cozy and dive back into the chaos of No More Human World 2.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
I had a military one on me. Watch out behind you. Oh, it's fine. She's stupid.
The ads, no. Oh my god, they look like they're kissing. What the fuck?
Maybe they were. Maybe they were.
Oh my god. with smooches.
Follow down through that tunnel and you'll be on Broadway. Right near the extraction point. I'm seeing a note here in the escape plan about power boxes connected to the tunnel's exit gate on the other side.
Oh shit.
You'll
Alright.
have to find those boxes
Ah,
and pull some wires
rats.
to get through.
Not the rats.
Watch out. Oh my god. Okay, this is not gonna work.
If you keep on spamming it. Yeah.
Support kappa patuli
I had to switch melees, that's why.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Is a tabby wife. Oh my god. Tabby wife.
Zoinks14 asked me, say Luke's response to Darth Vader's, I am your father line. Oh, you mean that
shotgun in
classic?
here, and
No, that's
6.8
not
ammo.
true. That's impossible. Luke's got those dramatic space opera vibes, doesn't he? Star Wars really knows how to up the family drama to a galactic level, huh?
Gabby,
Oh
run
my
this
God.
around this fucking platform.
God
Think of the
damn.
hydrating stretch
Can I
tabby
actually heal
wife.
up?
I'll
Heal
do
up.
it here
Do
in
you
a
have
minute.
it? Do you have? Okay.
Healing!
I protect.
Patching up.
Keep watch. I'm healing up.
Hi, my darling husband and wife.
This is crazy.
Oh my goodness. How are you, Nicole?
How is your
How is
stream going?
Are ya
I'm
winning?
gonna take that shotgun, but I already have too much weight. Maybe next game. I'm actually starting to like Broadway. Now that's gonna be done.
For me, it lags a bit every now and then. If we're like in heavily like decorated areas.
Yeah, same.
So for you, it probably lags all the time.
A Molly.
Another shovel and a Molotov.
Oh,
Why? What's up?
What's with the oh?
Oh.
Got some bandages for us.
They were no match for us.
no, they weren't.
Oh, another ammo for the Francis. Critical supply item. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna hold on to that.
Flashlight battery. Anybody needs it?
Here, battery.
I just replaced mine, so if anyone needs it.
I'd use it.
Ooh, adrenaline shot.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Pipe bomb.
Is there anything beyond it?
Taking the fight to them.
Was the AI good with the first one? I have no idea, honestly.
If only this was openable.
Yeah, if only. I'm sure it has a lot of weapons.
Oh wait,
Was it
is.
physics today? My teacher was saying the
physics
forbidden
today.
numbers. Oh, I guess that's never. What the fuck? That is crazy.
I would just not go to that class anymore, honestly.
It do be like that.
That's crazy.
Oh, you can't go any beyond this.
Savage, thank you for the follow. I truly appreciate it. Hope you're doing well today. Hi, papaya. You give kisses?
Is that the
Aw, I give
papaya?
kisses,
Oh
babe.
my
Mwah.
god.
You're in the market. Bravo's ready. He's gonna need to know where to land. Previous evacs were using a signal fire
Oh,
to request
helicopter
pickup.
too?
He should
Fucking
still
A.
be there. See if you're
Nah.
Oh, back up, back up.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Oh, another Happy New Year.
Man,
Happy
so
New
many
Year.
Happy New Years.
Ah, damn. Another Happy New Year. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Knock them down. That's a lot. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up.
Ooh. Happy New Year.
How game? Game's going pretty good so far.
Good. Thank you for
That's a
the
runner.
head, Pat. Oh my god.
Chop him in the fucking legs.
Yeah. Nicole, if you want, I could send you my 2 websites I use to find the cheapest deals.
Is this game
Deals?
still on sale?
No, it's full price.
Damn it. Oh, I guess it was a weekend. It was on sale, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Protect me.
Runner,
I'm
runner.
gonna be down here. What I say to the camp.
Not you, just let him come down here. We'll have a better fighting ground if they come down here.
Okay. Where's the line?
Okay, so there's that one, and there is.
Kirby.
You good?
Yeah.
There we go. There you go, Tabby. Those are the 2 sites I use to look at the cheapest deals.
Shit.
Little cheap ass stamps.
They're gonna feel this.
Oh, we gotta go, Nachi. Nachi, we gotta go.
Okay.
There was 2 of them spawning down there, so I was like, oh no, they're probably gonna respawn then. Do we have to light it up again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Careful.
Gotta find them blanks again.
We'll need to find the code book too. We
Oh, shoot,
won't be able to
okay.
get in there.
Oh man.
I can read off the codes if you two want to start like trying to get into the stores. Ah, here it is.
Oh, yeah, same spot. Don't we have to light the bonfire first?
Yes. But I wanted to find the code book just in case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Runner.
Where? Where?
87.
Where is she?
Go ahead and ladder up.
I took
I have
down
a
this
molly.
stinky.
I have a molly
Hey, Zoro.
here.
Nice attempt. But no, it didn't get me.
Oh, the hat, Lyra? Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it's a stanker.
Actually, you can input these without turning on the thing. There's the Omega console.
Oh my
right
god,
there.
that's a lot. Get away from me. Help me. I'm hurt.
85285.
Cover me, healing.
Ow! Totally dry.
Get away from her.
Healing, cover me.
Stinker.
Guess that didn't work.
Okay. Okay.
Well, the
Oh
code's
my
input, so
God.
maybe it will open once we start this thing.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Delta side. Alright, let me go read that one real quick.
Got a med kit.
748 460. 748 460.
748460.
460. Alright, that's complete. So both sides will be open.
Okay.
Okay.
We need to light it up.
Okay. Get away from the middle.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, you can put
oh.
that down, but get away from the middle.
Okay. God damn.
Yep, it opened.
Alright. Let's get started.
Okay.
Yep.
Mondo's grocery.
Remember to find the alarms and kill them. Otherwise, your store is going to be overran really, really quick.
Turning off.
Okay. Turned it off. Oh, there's two here. On my end.
Do the good old payday. Pick it up, throw it near the entrance, and then go back to the other one.
Okay. Gotta heal him.
Keep me covered, healing.
Payday. Tap shit. Okay.
Call hammer. I got you, Nachi.
Thank you, stuff.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
Oh my god. I just had so many on me right now, Jesus.
Gets.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
I have 3 in the hardware store. If you guys want help.
Nice.
Wow,
oh
we
my
kinda
god, the
can't.
fireworks helped me. Wow. Thank goodness for the fireworks.
Did that help?
I'm seeing another one here. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, indeed. Bandages.
I grabbed your planks, Nachi.
Thanks.
If need be, just get out of there before you
another
get trapped.
one
Okay.
out. There's 3 in the store. I didn't notice. Okay. Okay. How many more?
I'm not sure how many there are in total, but it can't make the timer go down much faster.
Happy New Year. How many more? Where's the other one?
I was just in that paint or that hardware store. There's some more in there. I got all 3.
I was in the bookstore. Nachi was in the market.
Yeah.
The appliance shop would be the only one left with boards. We'll be at 50 seconds, so
Okay.
just hold your ground. Thank you, Nachi.
Careful.
Oh, the military. Gotta heal up.
His helmet's off. His helmet's off.
He's dead. He's dead.
Healing, cover me.
I've got visual. Bringing her down to your bonfire now.
Okay, I'm properly healed up.
Holy what?
Oh my god, that's a lot.
You got ammo on that gun, Nachi? Because you
Yep.
might need it.
How many do I have right now?
All set on rounds.
I have 15.
Oh!
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
There it is!
Finally! Get away from my princess! Oh my god, that was fast.
Ground team, load her up.
Machi, go.
Okay. I'm whipping out my gun.
Yes.
Princess.
You alright over there?
Yeah. How about you?
Yep, I'm good. I'm heading up.
Go. Go. Oh, shit.
Nice.
Yay!
Ooh, that was clean. Holy fuck!
Damn!
Damn! Who are we?
Damn.
Later. I'm just kidding. Alright. See you later.
Very good. Yay. Hey.
Oh, there is a pilot in here.
Just about.
Kirby! No! Hi, Shadow. Oh my god. The first time I'm extracted, not infected.
Oh, true, yeah.
I'm always
Come again?
infected.
You've been like on the like you've been like infected for like majority of the time, and then like at the end you're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I made it.
Yeah.
Also, I'ma be right back. I'm gonna get my dinner.
Okay.
Oh,
I'ma
yeah.
also get something to eat real quick. Yeah.
Oh my god. I might as well open it
Guess
as well.
my. Yeah.
Get a
My
little shit.
medis time is almost there. So I have to prepare for it.
I feel like we should do
Okay.
hospital because you need to experience it.
Oh
But
yeah. But is it like really, really hard? We need more people?
I think more people will make it worse.
Oh.
I mean, would it be better with more people? Yeah, probably. But that means we have a higher zombie count. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess we could.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
We can do hospital.
Yeah, sure, sure. I'm up for the challenge.
Nice. Nice.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
Nice.
I'm gonna get some food real quick.
Alright. I'll grab me a snack too, I suppose. I'll be right back.
Beep.
Oh, hey.
What?
Oh my god, I got good news.
What? What good news?
We have someone else who will do cowboy room with us.
Oh,
Yeah,
who is the other one?
I want you to guess.
We have so many people that we play with.
Yeah, but who do we play with the most?
I don't know. We play with a lot of people.
It's Tabby.
Whoa!
I don't know why I almost sounded like fucking Luigi. Or no, that's Mario. Mario does that sound. It's a me, a Mario. Here we go.
Yahoo!
Yahoo! I don't know why I do a good job about it, but I do.
So now, what you're saying is we can be rootin' tootin' cowboys with a tabby wife.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Cause she now just DM'd me and said I now have Far Far West, and I sent her that gif that you sent me with that fucking kids in the cowboy uniforms spinning doing the
Yeah.
and I put in all caps, yeah. Which I have not heard anything yet about the voice acting thing, so I'm a little nervous. Thank you so much everyone for participating. We received 376 individual submissions.
Yeah, so they gotta go through all those submissions.
Each having multiple audio files.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm fucked. I ain't getting that. I'm I'm not gonna get it.
Believe in yourself. What?
I don't believe in that.
I'm back.
If you don't believe in yourself. Oh hey.
Oh hey. No, you don't have to do that.
So what's y'all dinner for tonight?
I got spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
I had a hamburger helper.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, me, I
What
got
is it?
apple. Runaway dog. I got an
How could you do this
apple.
to me? How could you do this to me?
The
I thought we
bane
had a
of all
trust.
doctors. Oh my god.
I thought we had a trust, dude.
Good night, Zora.
Good night,
Good night, Zoro.
Stink.
Have a good rest, dude.
Good night, Stink. Have good stink.
Dude, what day is it today? It's Thursday?
Thursday for y'all. Yeah.
Oh my god. I thought today was
Friday
Wednesday.
already for me.
Christ. This is what sleeping on a normal schedule feels like.
Yeah.
That sucks.
How does it feel like to be a normal person?
It sucks. Because I'm sick. If that's normal, I don't want to be here anymore. That fucking blows.
Oh my god.
I haven't gotten sick in like 2 to 3 years, and
Oh
now I
my
finally
God.
get it. Fucking, I want to die. I'm now just drinking that tea that's made for like sore throat and congestion. I'm just drinking it because it has nice flavor. Like,
What flavor? What
I have to
flavor?
look at it again and find out. But it's
Yeah,
very
no
sweet.
worries.
It's very sweet. So I put while I make it, I put a little sugar in there to give it an extra sweetness, and then I give it some honey, nice spoonful of honey, and then just stir it up. And it feels like I'm in heaven.
Welcome back, JD. Hi.
What do you mean bald fox? I'm not bald.
Not you
yet.
stink where's a zombie, so have fun. Bald fox
Have
and
fun,
Dr.
bald fox.
McPotus.
Doctor Malpractice. Whoa!
Whoa, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Who turned your cousin into French fries? All right, calm down, man. Jesus Christ. That is not necessary. All right, is everyone ready?
Yeah.
You know who.
Yeah. I'm just munching on apples right now. I'm good.
It was Nachi, wasn't it?
What, me? What did I do?
Damn right. Hey, Nachi, what the fuck?
My God.
Fucking sewage fumes. Oh my
Zara
god. When we did
projecting
Broadway,
again to me. It's crazy.
when we did Broadway, me, Bats, Nachi, and Zorro, fucking, we were like, oh man, we gotta go to the sewers to get to where we need to go. And Zorro instantly goes, Nachi's home tour.
Damn.
So far into the city if this wasn't important. It's a special request straight from the NIDC and WHO. They need you to get to the
daylight.
hospital's record offices and pull
It is
patient files
daylight.
from each of the 3 main wings.
Oh, I'm on the roof.
Their science team knows
Oh
more.
my
As soon as
God.
they're up, we'll patch them through
Am I
with
the only
surveillance.
one? Oh my God. I'm on the...
I'm
You
with
two are
somebody
on the
my
roof?
right side.
Oh, that is Naira.
You
I'm on the ground. Oh my
I'm on the
God,
roof.
I see myself. Oh my God. I look up at the building. I'm like, oh my God, the sun rays. No.
Dude, you'll blind yourself with how bald you are.
Yeah. The sun is just like, oh, gotta look at yourself.
Oh, holy shit.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. Give me something. Bandage.
Oh, how'd you get a head off? Fucking A.
Poison. Princess. Okay.
I'm on a loadout here. There's a lot of zombies.
Ooh, so edgy.
Nice. I got bandages.
Oh, what?
I've got this hatchet.
That guy did not have a lot of iron in his blood, because he fell over quite quick.
Stocking up on bandages.
I would go for sledge, but honestly, I'm not going to.
I picked up the mash casualty kit.
Now, Chi, are you going for that gun again?
Yep.
Healing up real quick. Cover me.
I'm gonna go for a 1911 this time.
Oh, I was gonna say I have a 357, but if you're doing 19.
What?
Oh. Ow.
Hey, hang on.
I didn't even hit you.
Got a pistol.
There's a pistol
I saw I took
suppressor
damage
here.
somehow.
What the fuck?
I'm taking
Hell.
bandages.
Oh?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Realistically, I would have conked you in the fucking head, so. And it would have hurt, so.
That shit would have hurted. God damn.
Dude, you would have some major brain damage.
Who says I don't have?
Wait,
I
you
see,
too?
but I don't see.
Welcome to the hospital, Machi.
Yeah. It's your domain. Home court.
Just follow the crowd, I guess.
Lots of home court. Oh my god, there's a lot. I have a clingy dog that wants an apple. What the? Doggy. I'm fighting zombies here.
Nagi's like, what you doing?
Can I have an apple? That looks yummy.
What? No!
Stocking up on bandages.
Stocking up on bandages. I assume there's a lot more healing items here.
Oh yeah, there will be.
Yeah. God damn.
Like a lot of healing stuff.
Yeah, they'll usually be in the patient rooms, so you have to check like medical cabinets and such.
Grab the handgun.
Acquired a handgun. That freaking scared me. Jeepers.
Creepers, creepers.
Filter container is locked. How do you open
Yeah,
that?
that's gonna be for later.
Oh.
Yeah, we kind of found that out the hard way.
Yeah. We were spamming it like, why won't it open?
That's right. They're up here in the upper balcony.
Yeah.
Oh hey. Oh hey. Oh.
Oh my god, why are you hinting yourself? Not just kidding.
Stop hitting yourself.
damn it, you hit yourself.
Guess I'll make do with this.
And a mallet.
I'm a good night, Zoinks.
Watch out, Lara.
You clunked him in the noggin.
Should stop them in their tracks.
It sure did.
You're like, damn right.
Oh, you can throw the mallet? I didn't know.
Yeah. You can throw about any weapon, really. Use that to hold G. Like, you know, like you do with your crowbar.
Yeah. But I don't want... I'm not doing it intentionally, though.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I won't make fun of you anymore.
Anymore.
Watch him make fun of me later.
Dog. Look
As
at
I
dog.
drop my
Dog.
mallet.
Dog.
Ow.
Dog.
Dog.
And I pet that dog.
Oh my god, more
dog.
zombies!
That dog.
Oh god,
Lord.
that is a lot.
Bitch.
Oh, it's a bug.
Taking this melee.
Melee.
Right.
Noggy. Stop. The dog.
Oh my god. Look at that zombie right there.
What?
Oh. Ugh. Come up here, Nachi. Use the boxes right here.
See here?
Yeah.
Fine, that one works too.
Okay.
Either work. They work.
Oh my god. That's vulgar.
Oh my goodness. Do you think they're enjoying that? Do you think that's like fine dining for them?
Probably.
What do you think they're eating?
God damn.
I bet it's their gut.
Full magazine.
What's the flavor?
I imagine.
Maybe their stomach.
What's the flavor?
Imagine the answer. Oh, it's teriyaki. Oh, what?
You gotta jump right there.
Yeah.
I didn't know
I need
this.
to lower one
You
of
think
my
the-
graphics, I think.
Okay.
You think the blood for them is like a sauce? Or like a water?
Water. Oh, stanker.
Damn.
Oh my
Remain
god.
seated.
Damn.
Doc, stand still and look at my stream real quick.
What?
Look at my stream real quick.
Okay.
Your
What the
your
fuck
hair there is
happened
looking
to
a
your hair?
little wild.
Oh my god, that
What's
hair
next?
is covering me.
Hold up.
That
It's like
hair
lava.
is
What's wrong with my hair, dude?
Take
Why
a
you hating?
screenshot. Oh no, it's coming. I will defend you.
Oh. Oh, dude. What do you mean? That's what happens when I like fall asleep and I wake up. I have to brush my hair.
That is so fucking long.
I sent that picture to Nicola. Oh my god, you got You got that
Oh
Fort
my
Watch
God.
haircut.
What are you talking about, dude?
It's Lord Farquaad's haircut.
I am Lord Farquaad.
Lord Farquaad. You've humbled
The
us
Muffin
with
Man?
your presence.
The Muffin Man? Yes, I know the Muffin Man, who lives on Drury Lane.
Well, she's married to the Muffin Man.
She's married to the Muffin Man?
Sir?
Oh, this is where we get to see that everyone hates Doug.
Doug.
Yeah, this entire fucking office floor is everyone literally shitting on Doug.
Nicola responded. She said, "Bro, what happened to his hair?"
I took a little nappy and I got some bedhead. Alright, I guess this is what happened, you know?
I just wrote to her. She took a nap.
He just woke up. He took it.
She's gonna be like, where? In space? Like...
Oh, she only said lol to them. There's a hatchet right there. I want to find my weapon.
There's a very purple office. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I really like that office. But then again, I'm biased.
I was gonna say, yeah, I wonder why.
You leave me alone. It's one of the few colors I can see.
Oh, this one is like
Ah, yeah,
nature
I like
themed.
my chips, Sanyums.
Sanyums.
Sanyums, yep.
That sounds racist.
Along with my cashews from Nature's Taste.
That just sounds bad.
What, you don't like the cashews from Nature's Taste?
I'm not
It's
gonna
the
even bother to
taste
answer that.
of nature.
Taste of nature.
Yeah, it's just the taste of nature. Nothing wrong with that. Anything over here?
Oh, I'm about to find out.
Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me. Did you hear them
What
banging on like
happened?
the door that's like not openable right there?
I heard like stuff fall down, but no, I didn't hear that door.
They fucking like banged on it or something fell in there and it scared the shit out of me. Your hair is leading the way.
Shut up.
Lead the way.
No, legit. When I met back up with you, your hair was normal, but it's doing it again. Except it's not like just in one area now. It's now wherever you're looking, so it's leading the way. Yes, we're going down.
Oh my god. You leave me and my hair alone, dude. Like that very odd
Dog's
parents
hair
episode where
against the world.
Timmy wished for perfect hair. Doc versus the world.
It's your hair against the world. Guess who wins? The hair.
Nope, he said it. My guy said it. Each should die.
9mm right here.
Arrow! I'm just kidding.
And more 9mm.
There's a cleaver in this desk.
Oh. Oh. I see. Anyways. Ew.
Yeah, I'll go wait here in a minute.
Yeah. I think we're good.
I think so.
I almost have my layout for my monitors in this room. They just need to turn this one vertically instead of horizontally.
Ooh, what could be?
Oh, gene therapy.
Nice.
There's a console code thing right here.
Yeah, we need
I'll
to
pick
find the
up-
book for
I'll
it.
pick up the gene therapy.
Ooh, IED. Nice.
God damn.
Yeah.
I found it.
Okay, let me go back then. The code would be for Dr. Jonathan Wiley, or Willie, Wiley.
Wet Willy.
What Willie?
529
Uh-huh.
432.
Okay.
Nacho, you good up there?
Yeah. I don't see anything up here. No zombies.
Warhammer right here.
Yeah, we kind of went down.
Yeah, saw it. I guess I'll go down too. I cleared upstairs already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done here. We need to get out of this building.
Okay.
More 9mm.
We're going to the red arrows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want us to wait for you? We can.
I'm here. Look. Hi.
Oh.
Oh. that was a little bit creepy.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hi, hi. What's up?
What's up, dude? Glad to see you.
Oh my god. I didn't even know you were there.
Yeah. He's so weird.
Nachi, why don't you stay in the back and, just kind of keep an eye on things?
Yeah.
But you need my forehead, right?
No, of course
No,
not.
we love your forehead. That's a big forehead.
Hi, Glenn.
I know.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Gotta flash you with my forehead, you know? Yeah.
Oh, man, I thought someone turned on their high beams with a car. It's just
Yeah? I had it
couldn't tell.
amplified. Yeah. Oh my god.
Same thing as before. Find the security pads, destroy them.
Security nodes. Okay. Did that zombie just dodge yours, bro? What? Oh, another revive syringe here.
I think I missed.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
Padgett's gone. It's fucking just despawned. Revive syringe.
Yeah, revive syringe.
Meow. Army person. Fuck behind you. They're literally only going for you. Oh my god.
What? What did I do?
I kept hitting them in the back and they just did not want to turn around until the last second.
Bro said nah. I already got my view. He did. Oh no, zombie!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Destroy that. Oh, security panel.
Complete.
The
What
fuck
was
is
that? Like, did you see him wailing his
Hi,
arms?
Yeah, dude.
How are you today,
He was-
Glenn,
he
by
was
the
prepping.
way?
That's another
Hello,
runner right there.
hello. Welcome to the stream.
I don't know how I was surprised for my
I'm
gun
not a
just yet.
colonoscopy.
I just barely found my MC-15. Oh, he ran out.
He might make his way back.
What was that? Over there.
That runner's down.
Okay. Nice.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That dude was so hot on ammo.
Enter office.
That runner jumped out of the window, then
can't
jumped back
see him,
in, then
man.
jumped out. Alright, I want to make the code for Dr. Nathan Golden.
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
On it. Don't distract me.
Nathan Golden. 708
Mm-hmm.
075.
Alright, alright.
Alright.
Okay.
We go to the other building.
Come on, then.
Oh my god.
We're trying to just get some administrative access through the hospitals, Nachi, because we're gonna collect samples.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice bandages. Okay.
Damn.
Gotta go for the red.
What?
Arrow? Oh. Destroyed one.
Taking this hatchet.
Another revive syringe.
Oh, another one.
Hmm.
I got one already. It's for Lara.
Yeah, I got
One
one.
cents. Oh. And we have an extra one.
I didn't have one, so I'll take it.
Yeah, take it. It's good.
I was gonna be so
God
badass and be
dang.
like, no, I don't need it. But I might on this map.
Yeah.
Can't be too cocky.
So we're gonna need the code for Dr. Matt Kazan.
Working on it.
Matt Kazan, 562,
Mm-hmm.
917.
Receiving the patient files. Stand by.
Alright.
Okay.
Systems just tripped. Secure doors across all the buildings are unlocking. All right, team. Doctors Thompson and Vanderhoff are joining the call from Iceland with next steps. Patching you through.
Hello. Hi. Yes, Thompson here. Thank you. That's splendid.
Very good, Miss Pierce. Yes, patient records seem to align with our model, but if we require verification, we have derived a number of blood type targets belonging to certain cadavers on site. These are of special interest to us, so you will need to perform tissue extractions on the cadavers whose blood types match. Whenever you are ready.
Grabbing the bandages.
Ew. You think that guy's alright?
Dang.
Ugh.
What are we gonna do with that?
I don't know. Spit on him, I guess.
Hawk to her. Oh shit. Sorry, that was fucking loud. My phone alarmed.
I suppose.
I suppose. God damn, what the fuck is this hospital? It's so empty, man.
Same to these wires.
Okay.
Oh wow. That was fast.
Oh. Yeah.
Team, apparently that should be about half the samples you need.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get a different ending or different objective for the end.
The
Oh,
fuck?
instead of the fucking morgue thing that happened with the bat last time.
Shut the fuck up, bitch!
Damn! You didn't have to do it to him like that.
Taking a look at
Yes,
the
I did.
wires.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Nachi here.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Thankies. Oh, I can't take them. Hold on. There you go.
Oh, pills. Nice. Don't even need a script.
Fully loaded.
The fuck? I'm searching for samples. Oh my god, that's a lot of stuff inside. Is it where the red light is?
Huh?
Oh, we got our samples already from that area.
Oh. Oh, okay.
We found it really quick, which was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt to look around in there. Might still be supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's zombies on those rooms, so I'm like, nah.
You're like, no. I'll just stick with y'all. Damn.
Oh.
But that man should sleep.
Oh.
See you later.
Alligator.
See you later, Gator.
Gator.
9 mil.
Ooh,
Ew.
a Rochester.
Hate the padlock.
Medkit.
Got us a medkit.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
did I get you again?
No.
Are you lying?
No.
There's a lot of zombies downstairs.
Wow, this closet actually has nothing this time. Holy fuck. Jeebus is not with us today. Ooh, ammo crate. What am I hearing? Did y'all hear that?
Got a med kit.
A battle rifle.
Yeah, M14. Really good gun.
It's a lot of boots.
I can't pick up that ammo crate. Careful.
Ooh. Oh, what the? Whoa! What the fuck?
Man, they on you today.
There's
6.8 in here for you, Nachi.
Thank you. God damn
Oh
it.
shit. No, I'm fool. There we go. I'll drop the hatchet. Not like I was really using it anyway.
I'm healing. Cover me.
556. Oh, and a bunch of 357. What fucking joy.
Hey, hang on. I'm healing.
Oh, a lot of ammo for the princess.
I can't pick all of it up.
Oh my god, yeah.
I gotcha.
I'm carrying the mass casualty kit still, just in case.
I'll carry the ammo. I got vulture, so.
I have everything but that.
That sounds like a you problem.
Man. You're right.
Another revive syringe. Nice.
I got some fresh bandages.
Got a knife.
What the fuck? I didn't mean to do that, man.
Grab the melee weapon.
Nuggy, no.
Careful.
Oh my god, this dog.
That military guy.
I'll do it. Someone's got it.
Careful on you, Doc.
Oi! Close. I didn't realize they were that close.
Yeah.
There's one sample.
Nothing on this one.
Nothing on this one as well. My
Nothing on this guy.
god, why is it burning?
Nothing on this one.
Oh, it's on this one.
Samples for processing?
Nice job. Here, Nachi.
Nice.
Yes, I suppose it's probably.
My favorite.
Yeah, don't drop it.
Thank you. I love.
The atmosphere inside is lethal. There's a decon truck in the courtyard. Bring it online to condition the air for entry.
Okay.
Okay.
Shutting it off.
God damn.
Oh, there
finally.
it is. I was like, where the fuck is it?
Took some time.
Oh.
Lizard. Hi, Beef. How are you? Good morning. Hi. How are you today? Good evening.
Damn.
Damn.
Damn, you beat his motherfucking ass.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
My god. I good? Okay. Not late. I'm never late. Yeah, you're never late, Beef. Hi, Beef. You're doing well. How was your day?
Oh boy.
Oh my god, that's a lot of zombies. Oh no, this is a tanker. I'm just gonna run for it, I guess. I'm here. Nice.
Gotta heal. Cover me.
Ventilation in progress.
Careful.
Yeah. We got
got
some
you.
pros in the house. How hard is this game?
Oh.
Depends how many
Run in,
people
run
you
in.
have. Because now it's based on how many people you have in the game, the zombie population. Uh-oh.
Got nothing.
Oh, I gotta heal up.
Hope you're doing well today. Oh my god.
What? What? I thought I healed. What the fuck? Oh my god. Is my ping bad again?
There we go. This is on the hardest difficulty. This one casual.
Oh fuck.
Not you.
Yeah, it's my ping. It's my ping. Oh my god. Oh, it's a stanker. Fuck. I gotta heal, but...
Just run.
I keep on
Wait,
clicking
hold
use
protect you,
medkit,
Matthew,
but
I'll heal
it's not using because... Okay. Hey man. No!
Casual one that looks like this? Yeah.
Get away from me. At least use a bandage, god damn it. Come on. Okay. That's a bit better. Where are we going?
Oh my god.
Okay.
The amount of zombies, dude, it's what's making it laggy so hard. It's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's making me lag a lot.
Thank you for the follow.
Can we go to the part where there's a ladder?
Yeah, go up there.
Okay. I just need to heal up with my
Just
back.
regain yourself.
Yep. Okay. Come on, use that medkit. God damn it.
Oh my god, it's on the other side. That's fucking shitty.
I think it's on IT. Let me set that up real quick.
And I'm fucking infected, I know it. God damn it. Okay, fine.
Oh boy. That is not good. Good one. Luckily, all the ones we need were out here and not inside.
Yep.
In that last one, though, it's gonna be. I know that last one's gonna be a little rough.
I'll get it done.
Okay, I have the last one.
Just drop it, Nazi. We're done. We're done.
Drop it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I say we hit up one of the care packages. Get away
I
from
think
all
so.
the dead.
Yeah. Go in here, Nashi. Do you need pills?
I have pills, but just one.
Okay, I have another one. Oh! You're just in luck, Nachi!
Oh my
Right
god! Yeah. Wait, I gotta take the pill because there's wormies already.
Yeah, take the pill first, take the pill first.
I was gonna say, why didn't you offer your gene therapy? But
I just
then I
found it.
remembered. I know. My plan didn't work.
He was
Wow,
about
see
to.
that? He
Oh my
hates
god.
me.
I did not
He
say
hates
He hates
us.
me.
that.
Oh
I don't.
my
I
Oh
don't
god.
my
hate you.
god.
No. No.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Healing up real quick.
Another question. I play this game too much.
Okay, I'm good with
Nothing wrong
it.
with that. The game is good.
Okay, let's go meet up with Doc. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's sludgies and much of 45 for myself, but I dropped an ammo crate.
Nice.
Sweet.
Sweet. I need a suppressor though.
Got bandages.
Got
Oh, there you go.
something here.
There you go.
Thankies.
There you go.
There's
I
also-
went right there.
618.
Nice. More. More.
Nice.
While I have this. Wait.
Oh, another
here.
revive syringe.
what?
I'm taking that.
Oh, yeah, because I couldn't carry it at the time. And now I can. Because I used all my old stuff that I had.
This looks very tame for gameplay. I'm used to hectic gameplay. When was the last time you played this? Because they did a lot of updates, and it's been some good updates, like good changes. Ew.
Just make them noise.
Yeah,
Moving
just
to-
make them go off.
Moving to what's the
Yeah.
new map. So they brought Hospital, which is what we're playing on.
Oh, another rifle
Got
suppressor.
something here.
I
Nice.
have some that's crazy.
They also brought Broadway back, which Broadway was pretty good. But they changed the zombie spawn. Oh, this is basically for you. Why I read this whole entire box.
Another ID. Wow.
556.
Oh my god.
Oh, another revive syringe. God damn it.
They worked with a lot of melee, so that's been a huge change.
You know what? I'm dropping this.
Grab the med
I
kit.
don't know.
Drop. Oh, to carry more ammo.
Yeah,
Oh, in here.
Ash casualty kit. Because even though I had reduced weight on that, I just did not have enough for it. Like right now, I don't have enough for it. I do need.
Gonna need bandages.
Melee was all I rocked. Yeah, melee is goated in this game. 100%.
Mm.
Nice.
Locked and loaded.
Specifically the long pipe and the BAP. So they've changed the long pipe, unfortunately. I remember the long pipe was like the most OP weapon in the game. They changed it, but it's fine because the sledgehammer and the fire axe does wonders. But the bat still kicks ass. I'm using the baseball bat right now, so I like that a lot. But I'm also biased. Yeah, I cannot take that, I don't think. I cannot. Yeah, what's one bandage?
There's a pipe bomb.
There, ammo.
Ah, there's more.
There's a lot. Oh my god.
Even more ammo. Oh god damn it! I literally can't pick up any more. I have 200 rounds for the 556. I think I have enough. It's enough slices.
Don't pick any up. Just save it when you need it.
Yeah.
Bandages. I'll
That's
hold
why I've
on.
been going only with Hatchet right now.
For range and knockdown, any bone weapon in this game is so good for stagger. Blades are really good though. They managed to fix that to where now the blades will come contact with the limbs, so now they'll actually chop off body parts,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
Oh,
really
especially
nice.
with the fire axe. Oh, it's so nice and so satisfying.
Very
with the fire
gore.
axe.
Oh boy. Alright, we gotta end security lockdowns. We gotta go upstairs.
Yep.
I think I went the wrong way. I did.
Is a huge map.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
like our
Lord.
people.
Oh, we have to do that area as well, huh?
Maybe. We'll see though.
Hmm.
Doesn't say we need to, so I think it's fine.
It's probably just if you want extra stuff.
Yeah, probably.
It's bugged for me.
What do you mean?
It's literally still showing as locked with no progression.
Oh no.
Oh,
It's fine.
shit.
I'll just wait out here.
Yeah, I'd say just chillax out there. We'll find the room.
Yeah.
Eh.
Oh, Jesus. What the fuck? Yeah, right?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, we need to find a fuse, I suppose.
Start looking, I
Got
guess.
one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Nicely done.
Nice. There's another fuse here. Do we need it?
No, not right now.
Okay.
On it. Don't distract me.
I know the way.
I'm
I'll
a
do it.
shady.
Oh my god, more 45. Jesus Christ.
Got fresh bandages.
You know what? It's probably also I have 2 first aid kits. I can't carry that specifically.
Taking the bandages.
Acquired a med kit.
I'm taking one
Oh,
minute.
motherfucker. Alright,
One
let's
more?
get back to Lyra.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey.
Here, Lyra.
Oh.
Some ammo.
Oh.
Ammo.
I think I'm bugged. I think I'm legit bugged. I can't pick it up.
You can't carry it. 61 rounds.
Yeah, that explains it. Okay. I can only
Here,
pick up a certain amount.
Here, I'll do this then.
Damn! I triggered the Happy New Year there.
Bingo on ammo!
I'll just give you that for now.
Yeah.
You're distracted at that gate. Let's just go to the other side.
Yep.
Hi, Mom.
That's a blessing in disguise. Yep, it's a cute doll. Happy New Year. You're like Lucas from like RE7. It's like happy birthday.
At least with this one I could see the progression, so maybe it was just that door that it was bugged for me.
Same thing? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, happy New Year. What? That got me? Damn, I'm on the other side.
Oh, Jesus. They're shooting their techs.
Oh.
Oh.
There's fuses right here.
Yeah, grab one. Pop that in.
Gonna take this.
Oh, do I see my beloved?
Oh my god.
Shit, I gotta make more room.
It's probably all that fucking ammo you carry.
Taking this big axe.
I was right, wasn't I?
No.
Oh my god, that's a lot of ammo.
Yeah. I
Can you
know
Can you blame me? It's my baby.
I can carry it. I just can't carry the other med kit. There's another
That's
fire
fine.
X. Where'd you even drop it? Oh.
Yeah, because I was looking at that one. I was looking at the one that was hanging. I didn't even realize that there was one on the table.
Oh, actually, I'm full inventory. Most
It's
things
all
I have
good.
45.
It's all good. I have 154 rounds still. I'm good.
How we
I'll be
doing now?
whacking
All right.
I'm good, I'm good.
Ammo? How you on ammo?
Fire the med kit!
36.
Full magazine.
36 in a full mag.
Oh, I have a hatchet.
I don't know.
That would
I thought you said
explain
you were
why.
gonna. I was gonna say, weren't you gonna drop that like a while ago?
I did. I actually did, believe it or not. It came right back into my hands. It said you can't tear us apart forever.
You need me. Oh my god, your hair is no longer above you; it's below you, so you look like you got the long hair.
Wait, let me see.
The hair that reaches the floor.
Oh
Yeah, I'm pulling up your stream.
Oh my god! Both of it
Oh
now
my
are
God,
like
pretty long
straight
sauce
down.
in
Oh my
here.
god!
Dude, wait, I actually see like half of where the bottom's supposed to be.
It's on both edges too.
Could be long
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Dude.
take a screenshot
That
of
is
that.
great.
I was like, silent Bob. That's what my hair looks like when I get out of the shower.
He sent it to Nicola saying he brushed out his hair. Oh, bro.
He brushed it now.
Wait, send that to me too. I'm gonna show everybody real quick.
Okay. There you go.
This is what she's talking about. I look so angry too. I look like a metalhead. That's accurate though, because it's me. But
You should show them the other pictures that I got of you.
I am. I'm going to right now.
Yeah.
Oh
that
my
that's
god.
Right now. That's right now. This was earlier.
The one from earlier is funny because it goes
It's like
upwards.
defying gravity, yeah.
Oh, your hair went back to normal. Oh, did you get the haircut?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
Wait, did it go back to normal?
Yeah. For now, at least, while you're standing still. I'm not sure how it'll be when you walk around.
I guess we'll find out.
Yep.
Alright, here we go. Ooh-wee.
We might have to rush a little bit because we are in the time that I usually feed the dogs.
Oh my god, all the zombies.
Oh
Yeah,
my. Yep.
it's fine. We're at the end, so
Yeah.
we'll make this quick. The fuck is this?
What the fuck?
The fuck?
That's a
Lyra
sound.
just jumped.
Because the
The fuck?
ladder is not where it's supposed to be.
This on
what do
Lyra
you mean?
jumping. I'm
I-
like, what the fuck?
What do you mean? I took the ladder.
I also took the ladder, but Lyra jumped.
No, that's because the ladder is not where you guys see it on your end. It's
Oh.
leading up to the second floor and up. It's not on the first floor.
Oh
It's
yeah, you're
different
supposed
on
to-
your end.
Yeah, I lowered the ladder down to the first floor.
On my end, it's not on the first floor. It's on the second floor.
Holy fucking zombies, dude.
Full mag.
Oh, your hair went back. Glitching again.
Calm, leave my hair alone.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's longer than before. Oh my god.
Leave me alone, dude.
Oh
You have,
my
like, a hair
god!
growth serum or something?
Oh my god, it does go longer than before.
Look, dude, I'm just keeping it tucked in my shirt, alright?
You had a run on you.
Oh,
He's down.
This one's
No,
for me as
no
well.
need. No need. Third floor.
Not happy.
Oh, Christ.
No, it's this again, isn't it?
It says synthesized sample, so maybe it's different this time.
Maybe. Hopefully.
No, it's just bioscanner. Fuck me, man, it does. It's the same
Damn
thing.
it.
Oh.
I hate it here.
What? I can't open this thing? What?
Huh? Nothing.
Can you open it?
See there?
Oh yeah, you can't.
Oh my god. My game is like lagging so bad. The audio is like chopping.
Oh my god.
It sounds so distorted.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, we'll just do the same thing as last time, I guess.
I don't have any IEDs though to help with this.
Gotta save up the bullets now.
If we all stay in one room, we're gonna die. It's a guarantee.
Yeah.
So we really gotta think of something.
Oh. Stanker. Oh, runner. Another stanker. There we go. We need him.
Yeah, another gene therapy.
Oh, another gene therapy. Nice, I needed that.
Okay, well, I can't go in there at all with you guys.
Wait a
Like,
minute.
literally all doors are blocked. All doors are blocked for me. I literally can't get in.
Oh no.
Like, I see the zombies phasing through. I can't. Oh. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, I phased through
No.
the locked door.
You should have started that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Alright, we'll just get in the circles. Might make this go faster.
I'm gonna have to leave that to you guys. I literally can't see the circle.
We're just go where we are.
Oh. I'm going in this blindsided, quite literally. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Well, that was easy. So the rest remain the same way. Oh, fuck it. Alright, next is the cold room storage.
I have to run out the doors to get out of the door.
Cover, gotta heal.
Try to save your ammo the best you can.
Yeah.
The last room is what's going to be really difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Got him.
Nice.
Almost.
Nice.
Where's the last one? Oh, in the big room. Okay.
Big room, yeah. That's when we can go weapons hot.
Ammo.
Oh,
There.
ammo for Francis.
I can't get there just yet, so I'll just have to wait.
I can carry it for you. I may have lied when I said I could.
It's fine. I'll just use some of my gun ammos during this.
I'll drop a good box, like a good amount on the floor.
Yeah.
Molly. I'll grab the Molly. No.
Yeah, grab it and just save it when we need it. Come on, Nachi.
I'm here.
Rifle here. For you, Nachi.
Over there.
Nice. Oh wait. Oh.
Let me take care of it.
Okay. Is this the last room or no?
This is the last one, yeah.
Yep. Oh, okay.
They're dropping in from the ceiling.
Damn.
Darwood. Where the fuck does she go?
Oh my god. She's
Wow, that was a
glitching
lot
on the
easier.
ground.
That was... I'm not gonna say it, but... That was something.
Oh my god.
I got you.
Shit.
Oh, did that spawn one?
Yes, probably.
Ah, shit.
Oh boy.
Down the stairs. Oh my god, the sound. Holy shit. Yeah, I want to get off this level. I hate this fucking map.
You're the Halloween. I missed. Okay. Oh my god. That is a lot of zombies
It's
out
like grapple
there.
again.
Oh my god. Not the rope. They had to, huh?
Son of a bitch, I gotta reload. You see the opportunity, just take it. Now. Now's the opportunity for something.
I have ammo, so not you go up.
Okay, I'm up. Let's support.
I'll go next and I'll cover you from above.
Yep. Oh boy. Get me out of here! Get 20 frames per second, or it's my problem. It's the map's
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That went a lot smoother.
Suddenly
when we
rubber
had that.
banding there.
What the
Oh
fuck?
my god. Yeah! Oh my god, my ping is 1100. Is crazy.
Oh my goodness.
100%
That's
of the
wild.
map. 100% of the
Yeah.
map.
Oh yeah. This map has always been
Satisfied.
unoptimized out of all of them.
Damn
I think it's
that
the
ping.
daytime. The whole
Yeah, the
lighting
daytime
and
shaders.
shading. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so bad. Well, Sparrow, I hope you're
Oh,
doing
hi,
well today.
everyone.
Didn't sleep
Alrighty.
much. I'm
I
sleepy.
gotta go and feed doggos if you guys want to still go.
Nah, I'm good
Continue.
for today.
Okay.
I need a e-burst.
Are you
Thanks for the
getting
fun
EP?
game. Yeah. I have to go EP.
Wow.
It
I
was
got
very fun though.
Mohawk. Rifles penetrate more targets. Mohawk expert. And steady shot
Mohawk
expert.
expert. Like you're
All
here.
rifle based.
All rifle based skills that I don't use
Damn.
ever.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Alta for the game. The game is just, it's frozen on me.
I guess I can do. Oh, fucking man, I don't know. I don't use
'Cause
rifles.
I'm gonna be gone for 30 minutes, so I'll be back.
Alright.
Okay. It was fun.
I think I'll do steady shot. Alright. Are you leaving, Nachi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to go e-burst. Thank
You
you for
go
the
Eber.
fun game. Doug and Ira.
Yeah, thanks
Are you
for
still gonna
playing.
stream? Nah. I might go to live, I guess. It's probably gonna stream longer. Almost 12. Yeah.
I kind of don't want to sit here.
You need to rest too.
I mean, I'm okay, but I probably should. I mean, I've been going for about 12 hours, so.
Damn, 12 hours. Crazy, man.
Yeah. Oh, I could have went earlier today, but I was
Yeah.
hanging out with someone, so I was.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's nice.
I agree.
Thank you.
I agree. All right. Bye, Nachi.
Bye-bye. It's dark. Hope you get well soon. Don't forget your Maddies.
Probably tomorrow. I'll feel like
Better.
much more better, than like the last few days. But today was probably the day I felt really good. So.
Well, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you really get well soon. Yes. Okay.
I will. Thank you.
Or else. I'm just kidding.
What?
Or else what? No, I don't know. Okay. Good night. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, Nachi.
Yeah. Alrighty, you guys. I'm just gonna end stream now. I know it's been short. I just said it. It's a short stream. It's a really short stream today. So yeah. Who can we raid aside from the Lyra? Let me check. But I'm thinking of just like giving y'all to like oh my goodness. Is Danegola still gonna stream more? Oh, honestly, I haven't. Oh my god. Uh, what you call this? Oh, Lunar is ending. God damn it. just, bruh. Plug. A plug. Plug. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Okay. Okay. Okay, so Glinner is out of the option. I could go for coffee or the Lyra. I could. Oh, Rosie. Okay. Have a good night, Glinner. Glinner, bye bye. Booga booga. Okay, I'm gonna close this here. Ooh, Rosie or Nanegona. Oh, Doc ended stream already. You know what? Let's raid the Nicola. Let's raid the Nicola. Lyra is, yeah. Let's give the raid to the Nicola. Let's give the raid to the Tabby wife. Yeah. Rest well. Thank you, Miss. Alright, we're gonna raid the Nicola. So, yeah, feel free to use our raid out message. Okay. This is a very short guerrilla stream. It was fun. I really like No More Room in Hell 2. I want to play it more. I want to level up Mr. Baldington the 4, aka Baldilocks. I really enjoy that character a lot. I like it that character has grown into me. But yeah, I really need to go to sleep because I have work later. And yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone for the fun gaming and the fun stream. Thank you Doc and Lyra for inviting me for the game. It was really 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 fun. Okay, let's rate the Nicola. Alrighty. That is it. Stay safe, stay hydrated. Don't forget to do your stretchies too. Don't forget to eat and get some good rest. I'll see you tomorrow hopefully. After I work, I'll see you hopefully. I will try to stream as early as I could. I plan to play some solo games. If not, then we might do a little bit of like Battlefield or Helldivers. Yeah. So that's the plan. Again, thank you everyone. It was fun. Good night. I love you all. Bye bye. Bye bye. Ba, 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 ba.